moment I was diagnosed with breast cancer was actually after I elected to have a double mastectomy because of the genetic testing that I took.
I was diagnosed during COVID, and I actually got the diagnosis alone over a Zoom call.
My name is Sandra Glenn. I'm a member of 100 Black Women of Metropolitan Baton Rouge. I am the co-chair of the Health Committee, and I will be telling my story on today, my breast cancer journey. Well, I found the lump on my own through self breast exam. I was a little afraid at first, and I kind of was in denial, saying, "Nah, this can't be true."
So I found out that I was BRCA1 positive. I had a family history on my dad's side. Actually, my grandmother, my aunt, both succumbed to breast cancer at an early age. And then at the time that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, myself, my aunt, and my first cousin were also diagnosed. So I did the genetic testing, found out that I was a BRCA1 positive, and my gynecologist recommended that suggested that I have a double mastectomy with breast reconstruction as a prophylactic. And so she set me up with a breast specialist, a geneticist, and a plastic surgeon to make an informed decision about that. And I decided, because at the time my daughter was 3 years old, to elect to have that double mastectomy. I had a mammogram in July, and it was negative. And in August, when I went in to have the actual double mastectomy, a week later they called me back and told me that they found cancer in my left breast.
So I remember getting a call from Dr. Kuntz sitting at my computer, and she told me, "Tracy, you have cancer." The news was very devastating to me, and I called my family and told them they needed to come home right away so we could discuss the diagnosis I had just received. My biggest concern was dying. You've heard so many people that have not survived cancer, so I looked at it as if this was maybe my last time. I don't know what I would. I mean, it was just going through my head that I wasn't going to survive it. So being a survivor is what was on my mind the most.
The treatment part was arduous, to say the least. In the beginning, everything that the doctor said happened would happen. So my first 4 treatments were 3 weeks apart. And so by the time I went for my second treatment, I basically had lost all my hair. The fatigue really set in, I would say, about my 3rd or 4th treatment, because my last 12 rounds I did every single week. I would say just nausea, like really, really tired, really lethargic all the time.
I didn't have any energy, which got worse over time. I couldn't eat anything. I was just barely making it in my eyesight.
For me, especially like with having a double mastectomy, just really learning how to lift myself up again, because you don't even realize like how important your breasts are, like just for women, how we use those, how we depend on those just for the things of just not even for beauty, but to like lift ourselves daily. So I had to have my dad's help, like lifting up, like to learn how to like just be able to sit back up again and do things like that. So it was difficult.
Well, I can say this, after my first treatment, when I went back to see the oncologist, and she said, "Sandra, I need you to get on the table. I want to just kind of see if we could still feel the lump," and it was gone. It was gone. I couldn't feel it at home, but I was like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm doing." So when she, checked me, it was just like, okay, that was my sign from God that I was on my way.
Well, I live by these 3 words: faith, family, and friends. So I depended on my church, I depended on my family, and I depended on my friends. I couldn't have family members to attend chemotherapy with me in the hospital, so I had a group of family and friends that actually sat outside, my sassy sisters, my mom, my dad, my brother, my children, church members. They just actually sat outside in the parking lot while I went in for chemotherapy. And when I got to my chemo chair, I would look out of the window and give them a thumbs up that I was okay. Well, we're here and we're telling our story. And I think it's very good for you to allow the people that want to help you to help you. Some people are not comfortable telling anyone about a diagnosis. They think they've done something wrong. But I can tell you that it's best to tell someone what you're going through. That means they can pray for you, they can help you, they can get you through this very tough time that you're facing.
To advocate for yourself, know your body, know your signs, know your symptoms, and even if the doctors, tell you something that you are not comfortable with, or other doctors, keep going and keep doing the research until you get the answer, that satisfies you. Like, don't stop. And always, 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 like, do your mammograms if you're scheduled for mammograms, do your self-checks, all of that.
It's not a death sentence. I would, surround yourself with people that love you, people that are genuinely concerned, and like-minded people who will support you in your decisions and help you throughout the process, because you need people. Surviving breast cancer has changed my outlook on life, because I have told everybody that I know that I am living my best life.
It may be a little cliche, but my outlook on life has changed tremendously. I see the birds chirping. I see that the grass is green. I don't sweat the small things. I don't sweat the small things. And things that used to bother me before I was diagnosed just don't bother me now.
Surviving breast cancer has changed my outlook. I'm a Christian, always have been. I will say that I never questioned God during this process. I never said, Lord, why me? I said, Lord, why not me? Use me as a vessel. So I do believe that, it was for me. Definitely it's my story, but it's His glory. So it was for me to just be able to, so when other people could see me, if they were going through it, that I too could help them, get through it. If they had questions, let them know, like, hey, it's not a death sentence. You can survive. I am a survivor.